Welcome to Cars Are People Too, where I am driving a, I don't know, is it a 67 Austin Healey? I suppose I should have looked before you showed up so that I could, you know, sound knowledgeable. This will be a fun episode. I mean, it's kind of an odd car, right? And it holds some secrets. The customer is dealing with kind of an overheating issue. So we're gonna replace the radiator with an aluminum radiator, and maybe a couple other things, small things. And yeah, we'll just dive into it and see what happens. I've never worked on one of these. And by the way, it's also a replica. It's not a real Austin Healey. So that actually is even better news, because it has a Ford 289 under the hood, backed by a C4 automatic. And I don't know what rear end, but it's not an Austin Healey rear end. This will be fun. Let's see if the radiator that was purchased for it will actually fit, because you can't just order one up for this car, you know. So anyway, I'm glad you're here. Let's head in the shop and get started. All right. You know, tall guys are at a disadvantage in fun little British-sized sports cars. So, I know it's probably more fun to look at the car than me. I'll stand next to you and enjoy it. Okay, enough of that. So, I've got a radiator for it that was brought to me with the car. It's already got electric fans on it, except we're gonna put in one that pulls more volume than the one that's in there, but it should just be a simple plug and play situation. Dang it, cannot believe I just said that. Okay, let's be clear. Nothing about this is probably going to be an easy plug and play situation. This is a replica of an Austin Healey 3000 Mark II, built by somebody or other that I can't remember, but I can tell you in just a minute. Where's my flashlight? Hang on tight. I didn't need to get my flashlight. Okay, now armed with my flashlight, I actually don't know how to open this hood. Okay, maybe there's a lever. Hood lever, where are you? Don't see one. Okay. Maybe it's under here. No? No, yeah. I don't know. No, I don't feel any hood levers action. Well, this is embarrassing. Hey, we can both be embarrassed together, because I guarantee you don't know where it is either. Let's see. Looking for a lever. So if I'd have been smart, I would have watched the owner open the hood when he was here, I didn't think of it. I just didn't think of it. So, you know, oh, hey, what's this? Is that the choke or is that a, I'm gonna pull it out and leave it out. See if I can pull the hood up. No, does not seem to be it. Maybe that's a vent thing. No, okay, yep. Oh, that's choke. Yep, because I can see the throttle cable moving. What's this? Oh, are those lights? Did the lights come on? Okay. Well, am I going to have to call the owner? Just hang out a minute. What are you laughing at? I don't. Open sesame. Open sesame. No? I honestly, I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. I don't know. Ah. Ha ha! Found it. Had to visually, you know, with the eyeballs. Okay. Hey, can we edit that out? All right. I just prefer, okay, let's just start over here. So I've got my flashlight and we are going to open the hood on this car. How you do that is you just reach under here, kind of feel around till you find a carabiner and you pull on. Okay, and then there's a little hood release. Grab that. Bob's your uncle, even if he's not. All right. Well, at least we didn't waste any time on that. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, here's the label. It says Classic Roadsters Ltd, Fargo, North Dakota. So apparently those are the people that build these. Why don't you slide in here and just kind of take a look at what I'm taking a look at. All right, so grab the light again just in case we need it. We've got, it says right on the valve covers, but it's a, you know, here, we can see this one better. Cobra powered, 289, 271 horsepower. Is it Cobra powered? Well, back in the day, yeah, it's a fun little 289. Same engine that's in the Mustang over there. It's backed, like I said, by a C4 transmission, automatic. And there is the radiator and electric fan. It's already mounted up. So, as you can imagine, this is built special, but I'm guessing this radiator is not built special for the car. I'm guessing the coach builders, or whatever you call them, made it so it properly fit a stock, maybe Mustang, I don't know for sure. So we've got the measurements. There's a new radiator in the box over there. So the first order of business is to, well, let the engine cool down, drain the coolant, and then see what kind of gymnastics it takes to pull this radiator out. And then we'll compare it side by side with the one in the box over there. So, yeah, I guess we could walk around the car. Why not? You don't just want to see the engine. Look at wire wheels. We've got kind of a tan interior, wood grain dash, tilt wheel, Looks like a GM style steering column. A little radio there. It's got a heater that was just installed in it, which is important. Something Mr. F doesn't have, speakers and a radio. Yeah, it's a great little car. So this is what the kind of thing I love, because the owner bought this car from someone who hadn't driven it very much recently, and his plan is to drive it all the time. So it's been in and out of shops since he got it, not in a bad way, just in, I need to get this done and this done and this done. He's got a laundry list so that he can enjoy the car this summer. And for some of those things, I wasn't available. I had too many things going on, but for, you know, put him on the schedule, and we're gonna do the radiator part for him. So it'll be fun, you know, quirky, interesting, and pretty cool. So, all right, I'm gonna stop ogling the car, even though it's okay to ogle cars, they don't mind. Yeah, I'm gonna start draining coolant, and then yeah, hopefully we can get this radiator out and just determine that we have the correct one before we move forward. Okay, deleted. We got the radiator out. It was a little tricky. I'm having trouble with words. I can't, speaking is tricky. Apparently, I can't talk. Because the way the brackets come down here, you had to like get your hand and a wrench in here and then all the way down here to, you know, get it out. So, and also figuring out how the brackets worked. So whatever stock style radiator this is, had these brackets on it, and then they, you know, fabricated their own brackets off of that to fit on other brackets. A lot of bracketry happening. So, yeah, just looking at this, we got a lot of holes in it there. Anyway, G0139. I don't know, maybe I can look that up and see what it's for. So, I have got, well, a box. I haven't opened it yet. Hopefully what's in that box matches-ish with that. It's not going to. Let's just face it. It's not going to. I'm going to have to re-bracketrize. That's what's going to happen here. But if we can get it to work, it's going to make it cooler. It's going to be a cooler running car. So let's pull this out of here. Lay this box down so we can lay these down next to one another, like the friends they are. Okay, oh man, okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave it in the bag for now. Ooh, this is actually looking good, okay? See this, you know, kind of bracketry there? Look at this. I don't know if you can see it through the bag, but we've got the similar-ish. Oh yeah, look at that. See that? We've got the similar-ish happening. Very cool. Everything's all in the right place. We've got our oil cooler for the trans. We've got our upper, lower. Oh, wow. Okay, I take it back. I take it back. The universe is smiling on me today. And it's a Friday, so I mean, whew, it's all kinds of good happening. All right, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but I'm feeling good about it. I really am. Good job to the customer. He did all the research and ordering, and amazing work. So, I guess it's back to the reverse of the delete. It's the, we're gonna press enter. We're gonna install. We're gonna, you know, okay. This is my happy face. All right, well, let's get to it and see what kind of, we got to install it from the bottom. That's kind of how that works. Actually, when the old radiator came out, this fell out. I guess I didn't realize it too was bolted on. And this is the mechanism for, you know, latching the hood. Also the prop rod, which is why I've got this prop rod here going, because I lost all of my support when the radiator came out. So anyway, let me dive back in, and I'll hit the pause button on the install if I run into something interesting. Otherwise, we're gonna just kind of reverse engineer this thing. I took no pictures. Why would I do that? So we're running by the seat of our pants here. So that doesn't really make much sense, but anyway. All right, just hang out. Get yourself something. Popsicle, you know, whatever you need. I'll be back in a minute. I got updates. Where do I start? Where do I start? I don't know. Why am I asking you? You don't know. Where did I leave off? All right, let's just take a gander at the installed radiator with electric fans. That new electric fan moves more air than his old one. But thankfully, the plug was the same plug, so we just plugged her in. What else? We don't have any coolant leaks on the ground. That's good. I had to replace this line because for some reason, I don't know, it didn't reach. Put a new line on there. While I was working on that, and we're gonna get under the car here in a minute, he wanted me to look at the module for the automatic transmission. I don't know what's going on with my words today. They're just not coming out of my mouth. The automatic transmission, it's a C4. He said it was real rough shifting. So I first looked at the vacuum line, kind of where it was routed, and I noticed two things while it was in the car. One, it was pulling vacuum from this vacuum advance port, one of two, on the Edelbrock carburetor. That's really not ideal. So I moved it to, I added a vacuum port to the intake back here. So it has, it runs full manifold vacuum from there. Also, I then pulled it out because when I was looking at the ends of it, I don't know, in my mind, this is a pretty squishy vacuum hose, and it really felt kind of weak in a couple spots when I squeezed it, like right here. Like maybe it had a bunch of extra heat in it. Now it is labeled, made in the USA, washer vacuum tubing. But if you look at this tubing that I use, the Gates tubing of the same size, you're gonna notice a huge difference in the thickness of the wall of the tubing. This is a much more high quality tubing. It won't deform, it won't, suck in on itself. Heat won't bother it quite as much. So while I was pulling this out, upon further discovery, I found this. So this line wasn't even pulling vacuum. There is no vacuum happening here, which probably means the vehicle maybe wasn't running the best it could because it was just sucking air through that vacuum port. And also, the modulator wasn't getting any vacuum. So that would explain that. So it's got a new line on it. It's good to go. I can't wait to drive it and just see kind of, how it drives different. Let's see, what else? What else we do? Okay, so a couple things I'm waiting on. I'm not gonna raise the car because I don't feel like it. It takes too much time. So let's just get on the ground here together. You don't have to make it uncomfortable, okay? So these are the transmission cooler lines. I need adapters for this. This is like a 1/2 20 inverted flare, but this is a 9/16 20. So I need an adapter. So I'm waiting for those to come in. That's the first thing I'm waiting for. It's Friday, and so that's fine. I got the stuff ordered. It can come over the weekend or on Monday, and we'll pick the project back up on Monday. You and I can have a great weekend. We'll just let the car sit. It'll be fine. But another thing that I ordered was, well, it's missing a headlight because I took it out. Okay, he's unhappy with how these 6015 GE sealed bulb, high-low beam. Unhappy with how bright they are. It's old tech. Let's go new tech. So I've ordered some Holley Retro Bright. They will look the same as that, but they are LED, and they'll go in here, and he'll have brightness, so you can see down the road when he's driving in the evenings. So anyway, that's what I'm waiting on. They'll be here Monday or Sunday, whatever. So I'll probably be out here Monday, and we'll hopefully be able to pop those bulbs in, get to see the difference of brightness, put those adapters in for the lines, and then we'll idle this, run it, make sure the fan comes on, make sure we burp the coolant, the system. And then the last thing that I did was added a throttle return spring. It didn't have it. It was a little freaky to drive because you'd press the pedal, but it would come up kind of slowish-er. It wasn't great. So the owner didn't like it either. So I put a throttle return spring on there, and I think it will return the throttle because that's what it does. So a lot of little things. Let's just get this thing fun to drive where you don't have to think about it and all that good stuff. So anyway, we'll see you Monday. I hope you have a good weekend, and it'll be like no time at all has passed the next time you see me. Oh, hey there. It's almost as if no time has gone by. This weekend went so fast, it was like a blink. Just a blink or a blur or something. It just happened super fast. I don't know if it was the same for you, but that's the way it was for me. Anyway, nothing got done on the car this last weekend. I did get some parts in for it, but not all the parts I need, of course. So, first of all, this is the old headlight. It's not bright enough. The owner's unhappy with, 1950s technology, whatever this technology is. It's old. So, we ordered their Holley Retro Brights, and the cool thing about these is not the price. Price isn't cool. Price is stupid. It's expensive. However, if you look here, that plug will plug right into the, I was gonna say outlet, receptacle, I don't know, harness of your normal 3-prong, see if I can get this shrink wrap off of here, 3-prong light system doohickey of the age. I guess we could compare the two. See that? See that? Can you see it? Are you looking? Okay. So, this is an LED high-low beam. They make these, and this isn't a commercial. I'm saying this for an FYI, in case you want to do it to your hot rod. They make just high beam, just low beam. If you've got a 4-headlight setup, heaven help you if you do, because expensive. I think like 270 bucks for one. Well, I needed 2. I don't know. Don't quote me on the number. It was just a lot. I think it was $400 and some for, to outfit the front. But what these are gonna do is give you nighttime vision that helps you actually see things. So, and they bolt right in, they plug right in, they have all of the LED, paraphernalia, what it needs to do its thing without having to do any fancy whatnots to it. So I'm gonna put those in right now. What I'm waiting on, I guess come over here and look, because it'll be easier if you just look. So, like I was just saying last weekend that happened a blink ago, this radiator is an aftermarket, made in Taiwan, whatever, 3-core aluminum radiator. It's got these provisions for our transmission cooler lines. Well, these little nuts here, this is like a inverted flare type of setup. This is a 1/2-20. I beat my head against the wall. I got 2 wrong fittings because I was under the false impression that this was a standard size. Finally, I was able to track this particular radiator down online and discovered this is an M14 by 1.5. It's metric. So I have got to convert this from a metric female to a, well, I'd be a male, the fitting end, to a female 1/2-20. Well, good luck. So what I'm doing is I've got essentially an AN adapter that's 1/2-20 to AN. This is AN6. This will be M14 by 1.5 to AN6, and then the 2 AN6 connectors will put it. Anyway, I end up with 3, pieces of the connector on each side just to get this thing to work. This radiator, if you're curious, is made for a Mustang II, like 76 to 78, or is that when they made the Mustang II? It was a huge mistake of a car. However, it did give us front suspension that hot rodders liked, and apparently a radiator for kit cars. So, you would think that any aftermarket company welding bungs in for a 77 Mustang would have it in their mind, hey, let's put standard size in there, perhaps even a 1/2-20. So it'll just, anyway. No, they don't. It's not what happens, apparently. Anyway, I'm expressing my own frustration with the manufacturers of the world. Because as a installer, manufacturers obviously don't care about me or you as an installer. So anyway, the end user is always the victim here. So I gotta wait a couple days for those fittings to come in. I had to piecemeal it, and hopefully I got everything that I need for that. So let's pop these headlights in. I can't even start the car until I get, because I'd have transmission fluid everywhere. So yeah, let's pop these in just really quick, and then I'll just do one for you real time. And then, yeah, then we'll come back and revisit this project in a couple days whenever those parts and pieces come in. So anyway, yeah, just post up over there, and we'll put this headlight in just for fun. Okay, so let's see together how this goes. We've got the Holley, face up. I'm going to see how much room is actually in here to do this in the housing. Kind of wrap this around. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Oh, because that's going to be in the way, so gotta figure out how to get this plug from interfering. That's better. Okay, so that's going to be harder than I imagined. Is there not enough room for the plug? Let's try this. We'll get it to work. Oh, there we go. Whoops, acceptance. That's good, that's good. Interesting. Oh, there we go. There you go. They got like little indents, just like you would have in this one. I don't know if you can see them on the back of there, kind of on the edge, and they make sure that it's located correctly. So let's put this on, see if this ring, oh wow, it's like Holly made it to be going in this way. Well, let's do this. Let's do it this way. See if we can get this one in, then it'll hold it so we can do the other ones. So before this, yeah, well, you know, goes on in a specific way. I've got the wrong tab on the wrong tab because, you know, there's a right way and a wrong way. And I did it the wrong way. See, when we time lapse it, you don't get to see my wrong ways. It just gets done. It's magic. It's just magic. But really, this is normal for me. This is a normal thing to be happening. Okay, there we go. Just got to pay attention, you know? Use your brain. Pay attention to what you're doing. Okay. Put that in there. This is fitting quite nicely. So, before, these headlights had, well, where did I put it? Did I even have them in here? Where'd they go? I put them somewhere and I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know if you remember or not. Maybe they're in the back seat, but they had these like, I don't know, chicken wire stuff covering the headlights. Guess to protect it from rock chips and whatnot. The owner didn't really like the way that looked. So he said, when you swap these headlights out, maybe take those off for me. So they have these little clips, and they go on when you screw this on, and then those clips allow you to clip that thing on. So just simplifies it not having it. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, and then we put the trim ring on. Let's see, there it is. So the main difference on this will be that these LED bulbs, let's see, am I getting it in there or not? I need a light. I don't know about you, but I'm like blind without a light. Where to put my light? There it is. All right. See if I can find the, hey, there's a light falling. See if I can see the, there it is. Well, oh, there, I got it. There it is, okay. Okay, so what you'll notice here is on this bulb, we've got this convex action going on, whereas this is flat. I like it, looks amazing. It might give the face of the car just a tiny bit different look, but it's a good look. This is a little flat too. It goes, it works. I like it. Okay, well, I am going to, hi, I'm going to do the other light, and then hopefully those fittings come in a couple days, and we'll put the fittings on. I'll show you that, and then we'll see if it runs and drives. I don't know why I'm bending down like this. So I can do gestures like that. Okay. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so I've had a chance to get the car out on the road. You saw I got the headlight put in, and then the fittings came in. I was trying to remember. I got a lot going on. So we got the fittings on. They fit super great. We went from the metric to the standard, and we used AN fittings to do that. And it worked out just fine. So, so I burped the system with coolant and tested the car out, and a couple of issues, maybe two. I'm just holding up two fingers. It's not the peace sign because there is no peace here. There are only more problems. All right, so I need a flashlight. Here we go. Pay no attention to the mess. It's just been crazy. So, I discovered when the engine heated up that this engine fan, the electric fan, was not coming on. Now, I put in a different electric fan than was already in there. Because it flows more, but as far as the wiring goes, I did nothing. Well, the plug for the new fan didn't quite work with the plug on the old fan, so I repinned a new connector in here so that we make sure we have good connections and everything like that. I know we've got a good ground. And this switch right here is the one that activates the fan. Well, the fan's not coming on. So that's problem number one. I have to do a little tracing to figure out. I did find the relays under the dashboard. So I have to trace that. I have to probably first what I'll do is I'll put 12 volts to the fan just to make sure it comes on, you know, it's actually working. Once I know that's actually working, I'll figure out what the wiring gobbledygook is, and his overheating problem may have been because the fan wasn't coming on at all. So we're gonna double check that. Secondly, the low beam is not working on the headlights. So I'll turn on the headlights so you can see them. They're actually pretty cool. Okay, so this is high beam. So you can see, you know, they've got that nice modern white look, and they'll be super bright and everything, but low beam does not work on it. If you click them to low beam, the lights just go off altogether. So I did take the bulbs out, put the old bulbs in, and tested them. They're 6015s. Also, low beam does not work. So this is a separate issue. I may try to track down while I'm tracking down the fan issue, since I'm gonna have my head up under the dashboard in a very difficult and awkward position. May as well do some testing while I'm in there. Third problem. When I test drove the car, it pulls really hard to the right, and it pulls under braking, but also while you're driving it. And I just drove it a couple miles out and back, and I distinctly was smelling brake smell. You know, like when you get behind a semi-truck that slams on his brakes and comes to a panic stop, and you can just smell the burning brake smell. Well, that's what I'm smelling. So I think there might be a brake dragging on the front. So once I sort out the fan issue and possibly the headlight switch issue, I got to get it on the lift, pull the front wheels, and just see what's happening. Because it ain't good, I'll tell you that. So I thought I was wrapping this project up, but no, I wasn't. We're just ramping it up. So, you know, it's not like I have anything else to do. Well, you can read the list behind me. That's, you know, that's the waiting list. And then there's the list of, you know, below the 0 days past injury, since last injury, the list of things. So, not complaining. I was just really hoping for the customer's sake that the car would be happy and he could go and enjoy it. But it's not happy. He won't enjoy it. So let's dive into that and see what we can see. So you just hang out. I will bring you back in when I discover possibly what the issue is, and we can talk about it together. Because then maybe if you have the issue, it will trigger this in your mind and you'll get to go straight to it instead of, you know, bumble around in the dark like I am. Yeah, all right. Okay, let's see if I can get in here. Yeah, it's a little tight. The seat might slide, but I think I can do it. Okay, update. Hopefully we've got good battery. Found a bad fuse for the fan. I just had to trace the wiring and figure out where the relay was, and then where the power sources were, and then which fuse it was, and it was blown. It was a blown 20 amp. I put a 30 amp in there just because of I think it's better for a fan. It probably blew because it was too low of an amperage of fuse. So that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. So, and then I pulled the wheel off, and the caliper was, I mean, I could feel it, you know, even with the wheel on. That side spun free, and the driver's side, it was grabbing. So I backed off the caliper, you know, released the tension on it, put the wheel back on. I'm gonna test drive the car, get it up to temp, see the fan come on, and then see if the caliper was just locked up for some reason or if it's gonna do it again. If it did it once, it's probably gonna do it again, but I don't know. We're just gonna test drive it and see. That's what testing's all about. You test it, and then you make a plan after you discover whatever. So, okay, let's crank this up. Starts pretty good. I mean, like a carbureted car. Oops. Well, come on. It's got good oil pressure. We'll let her warm up here for a minute. All right. Wow. She's going to be a little finicky today. It's a little cold-blooded, you know. Yesterday when I was, you know, warming it up and filling it with coolant and all that stuff, it didn't give me any of this, so. Wow, what are you doing? So, how's it going? You been doing all right? Good? Good? It's a nice day. We have a graduation party this weekend. I need to mow. But I can't mow because I'm working on Austin here. That is what I named the car, Austin. Weird, I know. It's just something that popped into my head. Just seemed appropriate. So, yeah, we have graduations this weekend, and I already cleaned out the garage. I already pressure washed the driveway. I got to mow and trim still, and I got, well, 22 hours to to do it. That'll be fine. All right, you gonna behave for me? We're gonna roll. All right. See what we got. Weird. Just doesn't like to take throttle for some reason. It wasn't doing that before. Are we out of gas? No, we got plenty of gas. Okay, that's nice. Oh, it still wants to pull to the right. Under braking. That one brake just is so excited about stopping. Oh, that's nice. I forgot to tell you, I adjusted the transmission kickdown cable. It was a lot more loose than I thought it should be, and I'm gonna say it liked it. Golly. I don't know what the deal is with that brake. It's all right. We're up to temp. See if we can hear that fan kick on. Just see what happens. It should kick on in a minute. We're at like 190 now, which is right about where I'd expect it to kick on, but I'm thinking I'll hear it. It's a little Austin Healey replica has got a little get up and go to her. It felt a little doggy before, but that's because when you get into the throttle, it wouldn't kick down a gear. Now it kicks down a gear. So well, I can't hear it. Let me check under the hood real quick. We'll see if it's on. Maybe it's just a quiet fan. Whoops. Help me. Help me get out. Okay, it's not on yet, so yeah, this is that kickdown cable right here. Just had a little extra slack in it that I didn't like. It's supposed to have some slack in it, but it had just maybe a little bit too much. All right, you gonna kick on for me? Well, we're really not that warm. We'll let it idle a bit more. So I'll get with the owner, see what he wants to do about the brakes. That may be something he wants to tackle himself. But this driver's side is definitely like clamping itself down more than the passenger side. And that's either because the passenger side isn't grabbing or the driver's side is grabbing too much. So that can, especially if it stays dragging, that can be a couple things. The rubber line, I don't know how old this build is actually. Those rubber lines can swell shut and then they'll force fluid through, but they won't let it back and it locks them up. It could be a version of that. It could be a bad caliper on either side, just depending if the one's not working. Ah, you hear that? There she goes. So what did we get on at? All right, there you go. That's where she kicked on. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yep. Oh yeah, that's doing the job. Okay, excellent. All right, I think that's gonna do it for Austin. Last name Healey. This is gonna be, from when it came into the shop to now, I'm just gonna say it has a lot more pep. Oh, look at that. And then it's peeing. It's peeing as we're talking and wrapping things up. It's peeing on the ground. Okay, well, I gotta tighten the clamp up, apparently. Something about Austin, he just, it's cantankerous. He's just gonna be like, kind of scrappy, you know? Oh, you think you're done kind of car? But we are pretty much done. I'll just tighten up that clamp and it'll be fine. Shifts better. Got the vacuum line fixed for the transmission, which also means it's gonna shift better. Got the radiator in, it's cooling, staying cool. The fan wasn't working, got the fan figured out. And so now it's staying even more cool. And so I'd call that a win. Let's just put a pin in that, call it a win, and move on. So you know what that means, right? Yeah, it means I gotta clean up after myself. And then you thought I was gonna say get some apple juice or something, but no, I have to mow the lawn. That's what I know. It's a dull thing. But before I do mow the lawn, let me tighten this clamp, finish up, and I'll meet you over there at the desk, or maybe in the smoking chairs, and we'll just have a short kind of discussion about nothing in particular, and maybe have something to drink too.